Energy that is inexhaustible and harmonizing with the nature. Energy we leave for the future generations. Its sources and generating technologies are coming up in the program Future Energy.
Will
there be free electric energy that does not pollute the environment and is available for consumers at any time in any corner of the world? Experts believe that this is just a question of time. By the way, there are already signs of development of such energy. For example, wind power stations that have been set up in Chile generate so much electric energy that for consumers it is practically free. Hello, my name is Dmitry Galabir, and you're watching the program Future Energy. Improvement in the quality of life, highly efficient services and satisfaction of the needs of the city's residents and interactivity. These are the main goals of the concept of city development that follows the principle of SMART. At the same time, this concept of urban development entails a comprehensive balance of all the resources, including decreasing energy consumption. Today we have a whole range of instruments that facilitate municipal development that is smart. A smart city, a modern quality of life which is provided by innovative technology. A smart city entails a cost-efficient and environmental use of city system of livelihood. That is why smart to a great extent means energy efficient. In Kazakhstan, all the cities are striving to become smart, led by the capital and the big metropolis cities. In Almaty, smart solutions have been introduced since 2012. First and foremost, this was a system of video surveillance and safety of road transport. Today, Almaty's residents receive their fine notice at home and do not come into communication with the police. In Astana, at the end of November, the international forum exhibition Astana Smart City 2016 was held under the title Smart City for a Happy Life. The organizers of this forum were Kazakhstan's Ministry of Information and Communications in collaboration with the Astana Mayor's Office. Different solutions for a smart city were presented during the exhibition. They also included green technologies. For example, one of the locally developed inventions, a wind power generator.
Он отличается тем, что у него есть концентратор, который направляет потоки воздуха, потоки ветра.
Its distinguishing feature is that it has a concentrator, which channels the flows of air and wind. Thereby, already inside, the wind wheel by rotating whirls into a torrent, and by accelerating, thereby escapes the wind station. Therefore, the wind wheel does not get any resistance on the reverse rotation, and we achieve the maximum effect that can be obtained from wind energy as it is transformed into electric energy.
Энергии ветра он преобразует в электроэнергию.
The lowering of the overall level of pollution is one of the principles of a smart city. For example, the coal-based thermal power stations of Almaty are gradually preparing to completely stop using the source of fuel and are switching to natural gas. The other source of pollution of the atmosphere of the city, alongside carbon, are the emissions from transport. That is why the task of the city's authorities is to lower the impact on the environment. Last year, together with foreign specialists, a research was conducted to unveil the main sources of pollution in the city. 70% is from transport. That is why I also said before that the main issue is the solution of the issues concerning transport. One bus can transport 50 people, one car 5. Therefore, we of course choose in favor of public transport. These are buses, metro and trolleys. The plans also include to popularize the use of natural gas for general purposes of greening auto transport. This way, Almaty, following the examples of European cities, is introducing the rule, the city is for people, not cars. The further construction work in the city will also follow this principle.
40% территории для людей.
40% of the territory for people and 60% for cars, whether this is a street or residential house construction. This is what all the solutions will be based on. Consequently, we're trying to see how much territory is needed for a playground and how much for the parking. At the forum, international experts shared their visions of the development of smart cities within the framework of energy conservation. In this respect, European cities provide interesting examples. There, electric cars have become a habitual part of the city landscape. In Norway, the cost of owning a Tesla, if we choose from modern electric cars, this is a very expensive car. Through various measures, its price has been reduced to the cost of owning a Volkswagen Golf, the latest. Therefore, a threefold reduction. However, blindly copying foreign experience is not the only right path. It is also necessary to create a sort of an experimental platform for various solutions in the cities. to see what turns out to be the best in the context of Kazakhstan. But in order for the green technologies to bring about real benefits, it must be remembered that the most important in a smart city are smart people. This is the most important resource on which the future of our cities and planet depend. Further in the program, why is biomass important for the energy of the future? Coming right up, made in Kazakhstan, transformers of a new generation. There are worries across the world that natural disasters are becoming the norm, and the scale of climate change has reached such a level that it is now considered global. The reason? Irrational use of resources. First and foremost, energy resources. That is why energy conservation is a strategic goal, not just from an economic point of view, but also environmental. And today, more attention is being devoted to the use of energy-saving technologies all across the world. The Kentau transformer plant is the country's leading enterprise in the sphere of electrotechnical machine building. It produces more than 400 product items, including the energy-saving transformer TMG12. TMG is an oil transformer that is airtight. This is the energy-saving transformer. It has a 22% lower level of open circuit loss and short circuit loss. Many are familiar with the term short circuit, but the term open circuit is usually known only by specialists. Open circuit is one of the operation modes of a transformer, in the process of which power is delivered only to one gasket of the device. At the same time, all the other gaskets are disconnected or inactive, and the useful capacity of the transformer is zero. This is when there are energy losses. Without delving into the complex technical details, we can affirm that lowering energy losses by 22% is a substantial achievement for transformers. Kazakhstan's device also has other advantages. In comparison with analogous products, the probability of energy losses of TMG12 is 5 times lower. But as it is known, high quality is always expressed in the price of the product. Energy-saving transformers are more expensive than regular transformers by about 12%, but the higher amount spent by a consumer is repaid in about 1.5 years, maximum 2 years, depending on the capacity of the transformer. By the way, the production process of transformer is set up here practically from the very beginning. Screws, bolts, for all 4 transformers. Everything aside from very small details is manufactured at the plant. The metal is delivered. It is used to make the body, the core of the transformer. The windings are also produced at our plant. Then special transpositional wires are used. High voltage test and complete assembly. The entire cycle takes place at our plant. Because of the specificity of the production process, some parts of the energy-saving transformers are still imported from abroad. The parts are imported from China, Italy, Germany, and Russia, but the share of local content still dominates. For the energy-saving transformers of the TMG12 type, the share of local content is more than 85%. Over the 2 years of production of energy-saving transformers, 10,000 units were produced and sold. They were used not just for the re-equipment of Kazakhstan's energy sector. There is also great demand for them in the neighboring countries. The geography of exports of TMG12 includes Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Russia. And despite the fact that the northern neighbor has its own plans for the production of energy-saving transformers, energy saving is a strategically important economic factor to which great attention is devoted all across the world. That is why the interest towards energy-saving transformers continues to rise. We're planning to increase exports to the neighboring countries. These are Azerbaijan, Afghanistan, Iran, and the South Caucasus, to increase the share up to 30%. The recommended period for the use of TMG12 transformers is 25 years. But here they assure that with the right use and timely maintenance repairs, the energy-saving transformer can work uninterruptedly twice as long. In the end, a rational approach to the energy that we have today get humanity one step closer to the energy of the future. Further in the program, why is biomass important for the energy of the future? When we speak about renewable energy sources, we immediately imagine solar, wind, hydro, and hydrothermal energy. However, this list includes a fifth element, biomass. First and foremost, this entails the overall mass of vegetation on the planet. From the perspective of energy of the future, biomass is important as an active component in the process of carbon absorption. As it is known, the excess amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is the main cause of the greenhouse effect and, as a result, global warming.
Парникового эффекта и, как следствие, глобального потепления.
Today, carbon, which is accumulated over millions of years, is being released into the atmosphere as a result of burning fuel. What's more, the volume that is released into the atmosphere is greater than what is reabsorbed. The situation is made worse by another process which is happening simultaneously, desertification of lands. Therefore, there is less of the plant fauna, which would absorb a share of the emitted carbon and would store it in the soil. Around 9 million square kilometers of the Earth's territory, where once there were steppes and forests, are now covered by deserts. The reasons behind this are varying, but practically all of them have anthropogenic origins. A whole set of comprehensive measures is needed in order to halt the process of desertification. It is also very important to revive and support the green massifs of the wild trees. For example, the saxaul tree. In nature, the process of recovery takes quite a long time. However, people have all the capabilities of accelerating it. In order to do this, the full arsenal of available measures must be used, including growth stimulators. This is a substance which at very low concentration levels, by acting like a phytohormone, increases first of all the germinative capacity of the seeds, improves the quality of the plant that grow as a result, and facilitates the formation of the root system during the grafting of cultures, which are usually very difficult to graft. Today, growth stimulators are being actively used in agriculture in order to improve the productivity of crop cultures. For this, science uses the same mechanisms that are offered by nature. The plants are introduced a whole set of special substances, phytohormones. Each one of them is responsible for a particular process. For example, one substance affects the development of the root system, germination another, and sprouting yet another. By producing these substances, people get the key to influencing the vegetation process of the plants. Today, scientists are continuing their work on the creation of more effective and safe stimulators. At the Bekturov Institute of Chemical Sciences, Kazakhstan scientists create a new growth stimulator for plants, KH2 acpinol alpha. This substance has an antiviral stimulating effect and has a wide range of uses. It can be used for the most diverse crop cultures. First and foremost, these are vegetable cultures, carrots, potatoes. There is a rise in the harvest of eggplant and the improvement in the quality of the vegetables. They're bigger, look better for the market. We have tested this substance on barley, grains and wheat. There is also a 15% increase in the harvest levels of barley and wheat. Today, specialists are studying the possibility of using this stimulator for the effective multiplication of wild-growing trees, for example, pine, birch, and the rare saxaul trees. Scientists claim that their stimulator does not change the structure of the plants and only enhances those properties which the plant already possesses. Already during the first tests, they have demonstrated an incredible property of their product. Unlike many similar products, it works in very small concentrations. This makes its use not just cost-efficient, but also safe. We studied the toxicity level, the impact on nature, the environment, fish, bees, and humans. All the results were positive. It was classified in the third group in terms of the degree of toxicity, which means it is practically non-toxic. This way, this new product can be potentially used for the restoration of massifs of wild-growing trees. Of course, the use of growth stimulators is not a panacea. However, good results, even within the ecosystem of one region, are already a small but effective step which gets us closer to the solution of the greater problem. And to close off the program, some interesting news. In Australia, the world's first green city will be built. For its location, a territory not far from the financial district of Melbourne was chosen. The new city will be self-sufficient in generating all the energy that it needs. For this, solar panels and accumulators will be set up on the houses and residential buildings. And according to the engineers, there's enough sunlight in Australia to meet not just the household needs, but also electric transport needs. You're watching Future Energy. We hope that we were able to charge you with its positive atmosphere and mood. All the best in your endeavors, and until next time.